I've been using the Pulsar X2H for about a week now, and spoiler alert, it's good. Being an enthusiast in any sport or hobby often creates a desire to have the best gear possible to set you up for success. Gaming is no different. Even when I find something I love to use, I'm often curious if something else might work even better for me. When the Pulsar X2H arrived, I was excited to see how I would perform with this in-game. The mouse is designed specifically for claw grip users, but as someone who switches up their grip a lot, I wondered, would it work for me? And more importantly, will it work for you? Pulsar has made some great design decisions with the X2H, and I'm excited to break it all down for you in this review. Let's jump in. Unboxing the X2H was a pretty straightforward experience, but I gotta say, the punchy red color of the box looks pretty sweet. Inside, you get the mouse, a color-matched braided cable that, as Wasabi would say, is nice and bendy, and a color-matched USB receiver. I really love the red colorway on my copy, and Pulsar's cutouts on the bottom have become iconic and definitely add to the aesthetic appeal. The bottom has a very easy-to-access DPI button as well as the on-off switch, and I much prefer this setup to what is found on other mice where they oftentimes are just using a single button to turn on and off the mouse, as well as swap DPI. One really cool detail is the small grooves for removing mouse skates. This is a very thoughtful addition for those who like to swap mouse skates and really shows that Pulsar is not just phoning in their design. Mice have generally gotten so good these days that the biggest difference between brands is their shape and their build quality. I'll cover my personal experience using the mouse a little bit later, but let's take a look at the shape since I think for most people that's the most important thing. Pulsar knows what audience they are targeting with this mouse, and that is the claw grip user. The most notable feature of the X2H is the large rear hump. This is designed to make a lot of palm contact, and I can confirm it's a handful. The height of the clicks, however, is very low profile while also maintaining a pretty narrow waist. While you can use other grip styles, claw grip feels the most natural, and if you prefer fingertip or palm grip, the regular X2 V2 might be a better fit for you. For those with smaller hands, Pulsar offers mini versions of each shape, which is a level of customization I wish other brands would adopt. The clicks on my copy feel pretty solid. As far as optical switches are concerned, they don't feel quite as good as my Viper V3 Pro, but they work perfectly fine in game and I have not had any issues. The side buttons leave a little to be desired and remind me a lot of the G Pro Superlight in both shape and feel. I'm personally not a big fan of these smaller rounded off side buttons and much prefer the larger squared off design found on some other recent releases. I've spent most of my time with this mouse playing on the Pulsar Superglide as well as the Venus and Neptune Pro, and the stock skates performed very well on all of these surfaces. Adapting to the X2H's shape took a bit of time. Initially, my aim was rough, but as I adjusted, I started to find a rhythm. The mouse's design being hyper-focused on claw grip started to feel a bit more natural after a few days. What I didn't enjoy though about the shape was that it felt a little bit restrictive for me. The super low button height left my ring finger looking for a place to sit, and when I was tracking targets, I oftentimes find that I use a more palm-oriented grip, and the shape of this mouse didn't really accommodate that very well for me. Reviewing my game footage, I certainly had moments where my aim felt really good on this mouse, but it didn't seem to be a very versatile shape, which is something I typically do look for in a mouse. The strength of this mouse for me was definitely in my flick shots, but I did struggle a little bit more in tracking heavy scenarios. In the end, the Pulsar X2H is a strong contender for a claw grip enthusiast. It's well built, thoughtfully designed, and performs consistently. While it's not the perfect fit for my grip style, it's clear that Pulsar has crafted a mouse that many will love. It can currently be purchased for about $70 on Amazon, which in my opinion is a pretty unbeatable value. If you're a claw grip user, the X2H is definitely something that should be on your radar, and I can recommend it.